How's it going, everybody? We're going to do some grinding today. Probably a few days to get this all said and done. But here's what we're going to work on. And a couple of pieces are already polished, but they're not good enough. If you guys saw this one on my Facebook Reels, if you're following on there, thank you. Appreciate it. But you can see there's some fine scratches in here that I'm not really happy with. That was an older one when I was still learning. Still learning now, but not happy with it, so we're going to go back and fix it up. This one here had a little bit of scratching going on, but it's going to be a nice agate when it's all said and done. But we got to go back a few steps, fix our mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes is learning. Nice thunder egg pair. This one ought to turn out pretty good. And they're all cool, so. Nice piece of purple passion. This stuff's really cool. Madison blue. Some onyx. I have no clue where it came from. I bought this in a rock shop a long time ago, and it's just sitting collecting lots of dust. So it's time to do something with it. So I'm going to start out on the cabber on the 80 grit wheel. Knock down some of these high edges like you see here. This big one here. Could probably take it to the trim saw, but I'm going to be lazy. Just do it over here. Grind this one down, get that rounded. This isn't a great agate, but my daughter found it a few years ago, and I figure I should probably get it polished up for her. And this one needs to get its edge knocked down. And then we'll go over to the expandable wheel. Got these all stacked up in a mess. So we'll go 120 grit, 240, 400. And we'll see where we're at with 600, and chances are we'll be going up to the 1200 and finishing out on the carpet polishing wheel. All right, we got a lot of work ahead of us. Let's get going. During this first stage is when you kind of figure out how bad the saw marks are. You can see right where my finger's at, where the light isn't as reflective. That's kind of a deep gouge right through there. That's going to make life a little bit more difficult with that one. Same thing's going on with this one. You know, just big old gouge marks from the saw. It's not the end of the world. Just have to go back into a different size grit. A little more coarse. So what we're trying in this first stage is get rid of the saw marks. You can kind of see by my thumb. Down here at the bottom. You want to get rid of all that now, because it won't come out later on. This one I just did. It's got nice satiny finish. I can't see any saw marks. There's the waterline mark right by my thumbnail. And that's just part of the stone. It won't take as good of a polish right there. There's a little fracture right here, but all in all, it's a pretty nice piece. But it's kind of a bummer that we're already off to a start of two crummy ones. But we've got good ones going over here. So, we'll get back after it. Don't forget to wear your PPE. Here's what happens when you lose control of the rock. Bent that all up, made a gigantic mess, whacked my knuckle really good, and my finger. Not sure where the rock ended up. There it is. Kind of damage did this take? Doesn't look too bad. But it must have gotten jammed in here, is my theory. Not sure. Could have been a lot worse. It's just a mess. Still sucks. Well, as the saying goes, if you fall, get back on the horse. Mess is pretty much cleaned up. Not too bad banged up. New belt on here since that other one got destroyed. And we even got all the good ones dirty over here. What a bummer. Alright, carry on. These are turning out pretty nice though. That's through 600 grit. Just a quick little tease here. Here's the culprit that went flying. I'm happy it didn't break because this is a nice piece. And its sibling right here on the side. Be a nice pair. Yeah, things shaping up. Just a little hiccup. That'll happen. Alright, we finally finished these rocks. Took me about a week and a half. But life happens and you don't get to do everything you want to all the time. So anyway, let's get into these. If you guys have been with me since the beginning, this is the cover rock from the maiden voyage. Took 2 tries to finally get this one done, but I think it turned out pretty dang nice. There's a little fracture right there that kind of bums me out, but oh well, that's going to happen. So I think we'll go through all the Montanas first. There's a couple bonus ones in here. I did a small batch today and figured why not throw them in. Here's a pretty nice water line. It's got really nice inclusions in here. Took a pretty good polish. The back of it's got a few lines, but really inside, just awesome. This one here, I posted on my Facebook. You know, when I made the reel, it had a bunch of fine lines in it. So I figured, might as well fix it up and give it the polish it deserves, because it's really a cool piece. I kind of think this is like a person pointing. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. Just really a good polish. The backside's pretty cool too, actually. This is one of those ones that you get real excited when you find. You just know it's going to hold a ton of potential. It's a nice one here with the common opal. Nice and white, gives it a good pop. I did run into a problem with this one. When I was polishing it, got real hot here, and you can see where the crazing got really deep. So I had to go back through and get it a little rounder, but it turned out pretty good. Nice dendritic inclusions. Just a pretty cool piece, all in all. This one here's got good tight lines in it. And I like that where it goes quartz around it and then back in the agate in the center. Just a pretty neat piece. Again, nothing really going on the outside. But cutting into it, just bam. No iris in this one. I did slab it, just try to look, but there really is nothing too much going on around the quartz center. This one here, just a perfect mirror polish. Really cool inclusions of dendrites. Just a nice little agate. Just a ball. Little river rock. Made it through all the grinding. Nice dark one. Quartz center. Took a pretty good polish. You know, I'm still getting better at this. So there's some fine line marks that kind of bum me out, but you can only spend so much time doing this. Kind of get a little frustrated, but you know, still got a real good mirror finish. Not going to complain. That's a nice one. I mean, I'm happy with how all of these turned out, really. This one here, nice quartz top. Kind of hoping that there would have been some iris in here, but there wasn't. I've had this piece for a long time. I've actually made my mom a set of earrings and a necklace from this rock. It's been quite a while now. So Mom, if you're watching, this is that one. And here's the one my kid found a couple years back. That's a pretty good one. There's a couple of good fractures in it, but it's got a lot of character. I really like the reds. It's almost like a purple in here. A couple little dendrites going on. Quartz center. And you can see on the outside, this one did hold some potential, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. A nice good curve on it. This one, nice moss agate. A lot going on here. Probably hard to capture on camera, but just a cool agate. Pretty boring on the outside, but that's going to be the story of the day. All these on the outside are pretty much blah. That's what makes it so fun, is cutting into it and figuring out what to do with the rock, whether or not to polish it or throw it out in the rock garden. This is another one that I went back through and redid. There's still a few micro lines that didn't make it all the way through the grinding, but there's kind of a cool botryoidal center with the bubbles, quartz, nice little pop. I cut the bottom. I was looking for iris on it. There was none, but it stands up really nice, so someone will like it for a little table paperweight. I don't know, whatever you want to do with it. Nothing really going on with this one. The reason I polished it is there's no fractures. And you got a couple around the edge that you always have, but kind of boring, but I don't know. There's something about it that I kind of like it. I thought that it would be good all the way through with this lines going through here, but it didn't. But it's still a cool agate. Didn't take a great polish, a little pitty, but that's all right. One more Montana here, and then we'll get into some other stuff that we did. Again, chasing iris. It's got a nice little tree there in the bottom. Kind of like that guy. Over here too. Not a bad little agate. Here's a little piece of TP Canyon that was an edge cut. I figured, what the heck, give her a polish. Some nice lines in there. Kind of dig it. And I had a chunk of Madison blue kicking around. Nice blue piece. I think it turned out pretty good. It's fun rock hounding this stuff. I don't have too much of it anymore. This thunder egg really turned out well. It's not really coming through on camera all that well, but there's pretty cool design inside of it. I slabbed up a few pieces of this and made it in the cabs, and really will be some cool jewelry. I think this is a condor. I could be wrong. I've had this one for quite a while and finally gave her a polish, and boy, it really turned out nice. There's a nice pair. I did a few pieces of flowering tube onyx. Didn't take a great polish. I just love what's going on with these the plumes coming up, the lines. This stuff's really cool. Fun to work with. Enjoyable. It's easy. Soft. I've made a lot of jewelry pieces out of this stone. I'll keep this one for myself. Yeah, the flowering tube onyx is cool, but it can shatter, so it should be stabilized. Some of it's that I've done, I've super glued a little bit and it's held pretty well. Yeah, just like the orbs, and I don't know, this stuff is just awesome. Should have bought more of it when I had the chance. And the last one, piece of crazy lace, some druzy quartz on top, crystal. Had this one kicking around for a long time, and figured instead of slabbing it, I'll just give her a polish on the face. I'm happy with how it turned out. So that's a pretty good run. I'm really happy with how all this stuff turned out. I got a new toy. This thing is gonna make a lot of good rocks. It'll focus. But it also makes a pretty good mess. That I'm gonna have to figure out. But this thing is really gonna be awesome. I'm gonna cut down a ton of time from this thing. But we've already got some new ones on deck. Well, we'll see you soon.